Revealing John's Truthful Words, Part 25, Chapter 15, Verse 24. It's Part 3 of the Helper. And the Helper is Jesus's prophecy. And I am telling you that the prophecy is happening in your days. And when you see the ending of this text, and I'm going to put it all together in the next video and clean it up, you're going to see what I've been claiming the whole time here of all my videos. I left off at this place here where I had rearranged the words here for it to read better. But the object here is the verse above it. Now they have no excuse for their sinning. Well, here I had to change this around. This is the way I have it. But what I did was I got rid of the word now and put would have no excuses for their sinning. Now the word there is actually, where is it? Right here. So that word I'm putting back into the text. Okay. So when it gets cleaned up, they would have no excuses for their sinning. I kept reading that sentence, and I know that in the video above, I told that like I could get rid of the end of that because it really is kind of hard to decipher what it's saying. Then I come to realize that what Jesus is saying is that because the way they were to be forgiven for their sins at that time was so corrupt, they didn't worry about getting forgiven for their sins. But when he came and taught his people, they would have no excuses for their sinning, is now true, that they must obey our Creator's every commands and laws and things like that. So, so I just wanted to catch up with me changing this verse to these words here. Now comes these words that make no sense. They would not have sinned if I did not come among them, the works which no one else did, they would have not have sinned. The thing here is I just got done explaining that it was so corrupt that they have sinned. But the thing here is Jesus tells us that's why he came, taught his people, so they don't have excuses. And now that they have seen and hated me and my Father as well, they have done this in order that the word may be fulfilled. Again, the word may is just not a correct word. Jesus wouldn't say may be fulfilled. He is here or he came to fulfill all the laws. That it was written is actually the word prophecy needs to be put here. Their law that they hated me without cause. That's not true. And there's no verses in the Hebrew text that I know of that says this. So I believe this is made up and will be removed. But when my helper comes, whom I ask from our Father, he will have a soul for the truth. Now, I'm using the word soul instead of spirit. So let me bring that up and show you what I mean by that. This is the NSAB describing the spirit, and we go through here, and we don't see much here as meaning soul, but well, except for breath. But when we come to the New Americans or the King James and look at the text here in the Strong's Concordance, it says a resemblance spirit, but only of a rational being. If me being rational and the spirit is the resemblance of me, that is a soul, okay? So when we come over here and look, that they have the word soul over here. This is why I'm using the word soul here. Let's see. I bring this down, put this back up. He will have a soul for truth. Now, I've told you many times that throughout the text that I am the helper, or I am the one that was sent to talk about our Creator and Jesus and to fix the text. Now, when it says soul for truth, that means if you've witnessed any of his videos, I go through extensively about always trying to tell you the truth. Okay, and there's other things that are going to pop up in these verses that are also going to be able to point to me. And he who is sent from our Father, not proceeds from our Father, who is sent. Jesus said he's going to ask for the helper, and whom I will ask our Father. So I'm being sent from our Father, and he will bear his witnessing of me. Now, in the first video and below, I do believe that I explained to you how our Creator made me see him by telling people how to witness. Males can witness a self-proof of life after death. They have a soul, and they can witness those that have died from earth and are living in the abyss. So there is an afterlife. But I go through and I continue telling them how righteous males, whoever they are throughout the world, a righteous means those who are obedient to our Creator, they will have the same experience or this is the same path that our Creator has given me to tell them that they can take and witness. And if our Father redeems them, or if our Creator redeems them, they too will be able to say, our Creator made me see him. And I describe the text very thorough, or when I say our Creator made me see him 8 times, I go through, I think, 4 of them, and I tell you the others are pretty similar. And then the last one, when he showed me a cross come forth from his light, that is my witnessing that I am bearing of Jesus right now. He will bear his witnessing of me, and this should be his. He will bear his witnessing of me. And that can only be done because our Creator, and when I'm using words like this, it means our Creator made me witness him, okay? And you will bear witnessing also because you have been with me from the beginning. This is not true. At no time does the disciples say that they were sent from our Creator to teach about Jesus. So now we get to the text here, and just like I have taught these things, I have spoke. I guess I don't need the words "these things," but I needed to start the sentence. Just like I have taught mine, not just the disciples, but mine, from stumbling from me. When it comes down to may be kept, that isn't what it's. I guess those words could be truthful because Jesus tells us a parable about him sowing his words on earth, and then they will receive them and be taken away. So I can see may be kept from stumbling from me, but mine from stumbling from me. Yes, what I'm using the word mine here instead of just you, mine from stumbling means that they did keep from stumbling. So don't need these words here. and they, who I'm calling mankind, will make mine outcast. Now, this is the future, and he's speaking about, and we can see that um, Christians are looked down upon. Um, Many Christians in other countries are persecuted. So mankind will make mine outcast, not from synagogue, because those were not, the word synagogue, I believe, is a made up word. Um, uh, but I think it's their gathering place where they would discuss the text written by their forefathers and about our Creator. But I don't believe the word is actually synagogue, translated into English. But I know the Jews use it today. But remember, the Jews don't believe in Jesus anyway, so it's hard to trust them in anything. So I don't need these words. An hour is coming. Well, that isn't really needed in this verse, because when you read the rest of it, and everyone, and it's those, not everyone who kills mine, not kills you, kills mine, has to be for mankind. So you're referring to mankind as those are that are in the ruling capacity in order to be able to kill people. I know there are many, how do I want to say this, zealous groups that go off to the side and do their own thing. Well, they're still in power at that time, wherever they're at. So I'm still referring to, then I'm referring to them as those who will kill mine. Think they are offering a service. That's because it's not he, it's they are offering a service for their. Now this would be the word God. So this word here should be here. And I've added or goddess because I've told you about the practice and how it is tied to most Asian religions as the goddess, and that's how she is known. They don't know of um like who created her. They don't. I don't think they have a true. But there isn't some, and some there's not, and then there's some that just become gods. So but anyways, I'm adding the words here, or goddess. So, and just like I have taught mine stumbling from me, and mankind will make mine outcast, and those who will kill mine think they are offering a service for their god or goddess. All these verses are going to be removed for the simple fact that none of them are true truths. These things they will do because they have not known the Father or me. Jesus is going to say that below, so it's not really needed. These things I have spoken, in that hour comes, you may remember what I told them, and these things that I did not say, that you at the beginning, because I was with you. That's just double, triple, wish-washing speaking words. How does that tie to the words above, I guess? Yeah, this just double speak. Now I'm going to him, going to our Creator who sent me. And none of you ask me where am I going. Because I have said these things, your sorrow has filled your heart. I tell you the truth, your advantage. It is your advantage that I go away. Well, you know that Jesus wouldn't say that. It's uh, for everyone to enter into heaven, he has to receive his king from our Creator to be in heaven. So it's not really to their advantage. It's everybody's. Um, Um, well, I guess I was reading the rest of the verse here, and uh, it's pretty much that if he doesn't go away, I will. If I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. Well, that's opposite of what he said, because he said before, I will ask our Father and send him. Now, so this is just not truthful enough. Or if I edit any of these, I'm almost having to make them my verses, and I'm not going to do that. If you go, I will send him. If I go, like Jesus is not going to die. And if he comes, when he comes, will convict the world concerning sin, righteousness, and judgment. To convict, let's see what the word convict actually is. I'll translate it in the theorist here. Yeah, that's the helper doesn't have that power. Excuse me, I just don't have that power to convict the world, because not everybody in the world is sinful or is um, onto another god or goddess. Because concerning sin, I have to explain what sin is. So they're kind of using the word sin wrong, and righteousness and judgment. There's a lot I could use from this sentence, but I'm not going to. Concerning sin, because they do not believe me. Um, Concerning sin is not being obedient to our Creator, because they do not believe me. That's not a sin. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father, you will no longer behold me. Well, that's not true either, because when those that um, are righteous and die and go to heaven, they will see Jesus. And concerning judgment, because the rule of this world has been judged. Well, that would mean a lot of this is now talking about the second coming. So he's referring to the helper here will not come to you. I go, I will send him. And he's already told us our Creator will send him. Yeah, because this is now starting to read as Judgment Day. And these aren't as truthful words as we have from Jesus when he's teaching us about Judgment Day. I have many more things to say to you. You cannot bear them now. Um, that that's not about bearing them. It's you having your own will to obey our Creator. So it's not the things that he says that you cannot bear them now. That just doesn't make any sense from the true truths that I'm revealing. Now comes when he, and I've added a is to stop uh, the text or the reader. When he, with the Spirit for truth, comes with the soul, yes, be the soul. When he with the soul for truth comes, um, He will guide them, guide those, not you. He's not talking to them. Guide them today in truths about me. Now, I've had to add the words about me because that's all I've been doing. Okay. Every one of these videos, as I'm trying to draw the truths from the Hebrew text that give us our Creator's everlasting promises about Jesus and our way we are to enter into heaven. So it has to be truths about me. He will not speak on his own wants, on his own initiatives. A lot of times you'll hear me say that I don't want to take these sentences and make them mine. This is the text that speaks to Jesus telling me that I will not do this, or I should not do this. You got to understand, until I was like 40 something, that I didn't even know that what the helper was in the text. So, because it wasn't until I was like 34 that our Creator made me realize, well, when he showed me the cross, to make me his witness, did the text actually, because I know how corrupt the text is, okay, that I knew that they had made Jesus a myth. But when I started adding the text, when I started finding the hidden formats, that's when I had to take an extra look at the 4 books in the Greek side, because all the other books are not necessary. They're not needed. In fact, you can just throw them in the junk, because when this is done, you'll realize that you don't need to know any other answers or see any other thing that they've made up. But the object here is when I started realizing who the helper was, I was quite shocked to see the text become what I was living, okay? And he will speak and reveal to them what came from me. And that's came from Jesus, meaning what he had said. Now, you've heard me say before that I cannot, or I don't want to add a lot of text into it because I don't know what he said exactly word for word. I also know that they removed a lot of words from him. So what I'm using came from Jesus, came from me here. I'm adding that because that is what you're seeing as the words when they're done down here. And he will respect me. I cannot glorify Jesus. Only our Creator can glorify someone, because you have to understand the word glorify is used by our Creator and Jesus, and not in the secular meaning way. So when you understand how our Creator glorified Jesus, there is no way that I can glorify him, but I will respect him with all the respect I can give him, and he will not take from mine. He will not take from mine away from me. I had to add the word away from me because he will not, because I had to add the word not, and he will take of mine. He'll glorify me, and he will take of mine. That just, when you read it that way, that's just not truthful. But to say that I will not take from mine, Jesus, away from me, meaning it's the people, when they come and they start hearing what I've done, they will be saying, he's made it his own. I don't believe him. But the object is they aren't for Jesus anyway. The text is revealing that I am not to take away. I think I've tried to tell you all the time through these videos, I'm taking your belief to a trust that when you see the text cleaned up and how truthful it is now, um, your belief should go to a trust point, especially after the males start doing the first video in the description box below on any of my videos about the afterlife. And that is my witnessing. Our Creator made me witness Jesus exists. He will reveal, not disclose, but he will reveal, not it. I'm not going to call Jesus an it here. I want to just make sure that this text, because later when I go through all this, I'm going to collect all these and show you how many times even Jesus calls himself it, or how how obvious these little words become when you see all of them stuck together as those who are corrupt editing the text. So, um, all our Father has, he revealed to them, and then it seems like the sentence is continuing, all of our Father has done for mine. Now, this is what I'm saying when um, revealing the Hebrew side and revealing that truth too. To disclose, to reveal, I think are the same words here. Let's see. They line this up. 16. This will be 14. Goes over here. Report, announce, declare. Well, I'm liking the word declare more than my reveal. Because I am declaring, I don't, as you notice, I, I tell you what's right or wrong. So it's kind of like the word declare. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the word declare. And that's just, oh, I think I can use the words. When I read this real quick, he will respect me and not take mine away from me. And he will, and, and declare. See, I can remove these and make it and declare. So I'm using the word and here. Removing what I've added there. Don't need this word. And declare to them all of our Father. Declare them all. Not of. Not don't need the word of neither. And declare to them. I think everything would be better here. All things. If I do this. And then let's see, all things over here in, I think it's going to be those two words meaning the same, used twice. Yeah, see, when they use the word choice in the row, all things, um, and a lot of times when you do read the Greek like this, and you think they're all things, this could be all of all, okay, to be correctly said. Sometimes it talks about a very rich person. You could say the rich richer, the rich richer type of thing. So sometimes when you're looking at these Hebrew words that do the, or Greek words that do this, uh, take that under advisement and think about that. That way, when you're seeing some of the writing, maybe you can say, "Hey, we can change all of all that our Father has given me." All of all. How about that? How about if I do that? Yep. Yeah. Oops. How's that for cleanup? Okay. All of all our Father has done for me. Therefore I said he takes of mine and will disclose it to you. Um, this is takes from mine comes from this here, but that's not the way I have it edited, because I'm understanding that I'm not taking away Jesus's um those that have found Jesus now. Um, I'm trying to um reveal him respectfully in the text here. So I gotta I gotta highlight some of this stuff here that I know that I made changes on. Where else? I'm looking for the word declare. And maybe, well, I changed the word here. Declare is here. How come I didn't change that down below? Oh, I did it right here. Excuse me. Maybe you were yelling, "Hey, right there, idiot." Okay. Um, I just need that because the next video I'm going to combine all these together. Let's see here. Now I'm going to go into this text here, but to show you that there's no more about the helper. The helper really stops here, because now in a little while you will no longer see me. Then in a little while you will see me. So this verse is actually Jesus talking about um, them before he uh, dies on the cross, his body dies on the cross, and then he returns. So this is what this verse is saying. So that verse is what we're going to keep. And these other verses we don't need. Some of his disciples said to one another, "What is this thing he is talking about?" Now here's the words "this thing." Um, and well, I guess I should highlight that too as red, for the simple fact that here the disciples are calling Jesus dying and then returning this thing. Um, So he will tell us in a little while, we'll not behold him again, and a little while later we'll see him because we go to the Father. Even though that it is right, it is said here, but they got this thing, where's this thing here? So we don't need that. Jesus already said that. So while they were saying, what is that he said? Now we have, what is it that he said? Well, wow, you do not know what he is talking. We do not know what he is talking about. That is what Jesus just said. So Jesus knew they wished to question him. Well, if he would have questioned him, he would have just told them. So he said, you are deliberating. Okay, so I don't need none of this, but you are deliberating together about this that I said. Now here Jesus referring to this as that I said. In a little while you will not behold me again. In a little while you will see me. So here the thing here is none of this is needed because it's right here. Okay, he has said it. Then he goes on and he says, I say, you will weep and lament, but man will rejoice. So when I'm saying this text is before his body dies on the cross, this is the man will rejoice, meaning everyone on earth will rejoice who are going to enter into heaven, that Jesus did fulfill and obey our Creator by dying on the cross the way our Creator wanted him to die. And you will be saddened, then your sadness will turn to joy because they're gonna see him again. So he's describing this verse here. So all this text here has to be skipped over, okay? And then he's gonna say what it's like, and it's like a woman before labor has sorrows, but her hour is coming to give birth. Before labor has sorrows because her hour is coming to give birth. After she remembers the anguish no more, for her joy is her child has been born into the world. I don't think that's pretty well easy to see cleaned up. So here I have the text here is cleaned up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and grab all the text. Yeah, I'm going to go grab all the text now of the helper and all this, even this ending here, and I'm going to pull out just the helper, and I'm going to show you how the text is going to be reordered. I think it's important to do that now at this time instead of later because I wanted this to go all together because the importance of the text, and it's the only story about the helper. So I wanted to make sure that it's done correctly. And while my mind is fresh at all these, I'm going to then show you the end result of how the text goes together. And some words we're reading out of place are going to be moved. And that's going to be exciting for you to see because some I'm sure are going to say, well, why is he now moving it to make it what he wants? Wait until you see it, and then when you read it, then you'll understand what's really going on. And like I said, all these 4 books are going to be put into one long story. So this is really good, one long teaching of Jesus. This will be about in fact, the title is going to be Jesus's teachings. Now this is a second way I've done it. I've done it with our Creator's Hidden Formats. Now I'm doing it this way here to show you there is other text that can be done, but nobody is able to do what I'm doing here by truthfully telling you what is the truthfulness in each of these verses. So I guess I should get on with the next video.